Um, Greetings, washers. Welcome to PowerWash Simulator. It's late. I didn't, it's still vacation week. It's still vacation week. It's still vacation week. I didn't sound test. I don't know how to do it. Okay. Yeah, this is PowerWash Simulator, which is exactly what you think it is. Or I guess exactly what it appears to be. I've been following the game for a while. It came out, it was in early access for a very long time, and then I want to say maybe around COVID, it got really popular. It was one of the games that, just happened to be in the sweet spot of like perfect chill out games during the perfect chill out game time. I mean, perfect, quotation marks, but point being, got big. A lot of streamers played it, a lot of YouTubers played it, etc., including a bunch I watch anyway. I think they gave it away at some point. I don't remember actually paying any money for it. I feel like PlayStation Plus gave it to me or what have you, but it's an interesting game concept, certainly. I usually can't play it a lot because I mean, I guess I should change that now since no one else can hear but me. Hang on just a second, guys. I gotta change something. There we go. I'll probably shoot another. I don't know. Like I said, it's vacation week, right? So I'm trying not to do very hard, right? Like I got a lot of really hardcore games coming up. Stuff that's going to require a lot of focus, some technical know-how, yada, yada, yada. But before I go on this little vacation, I still want to do a couple videos rather than just run reruns. Also don't want to tax myself too hard, so that's how I kind of wound up saying I do PowerWash Simulator, because I didn't want this to be the week of shopping supermarket simulator, because let me tell you, that's I do want to play that. But the reception hasn't been there for the first episode yet, so I'm not really sure if anybody else wants to see it. And then, it's fine. That's the nature of this YouTube thing. But next week when I get back from vacation, I'm going to hit the games hot and heavy. All right, so engine is definitely, where do we see it? Do we see it anywhere in here? There's different material types, like you can control which... That wasn't the engine. Sniper style. Infinite water, like it doesn't even really care that much about your aim, stuff like that. It's just... Alright, front fender, it's all this stuff under here. I never really got a proper appreciation for why people enjoyed playing it. And then a friend of mine kind of started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat, It's a fun game to play, but its huge weakness, the big problem, is that it doesn't have any music at all. And so I was like, it's going to be tough for me to record it for the channel with no music, because I hate just sitting here and like, talking to myself in the void of silence. Even though this game, like it's not going to provide me with like I'm going to be talking. Anyways, I've been doing a couple of recordings through the Steam Deck using some kind of fun technology workarounds, and I was really hoping that natively I could get the PlayStation to record some live music during the course of this. I spent all day reviewing some royalty-free playlists, with some music sources, Spotify and YouTube to see what the best, course of action was going to be to keep the video like legal. I mean, I don't necessarily care about monetization at this point, maybe down the line, but you can't even make shorts if you get a copyright strike. So it's the kind of thing where if I did wind up saying something truly something funny, something that would I'd be able to turn into a short or whatever, it would be lost. The second YouTube is like, oh no, we detected this music, so I put a little thought into it anyway. Then I finally got home and tried to I got home and I got, distracted. A lot of other stuff going on, but I did, want to get to the recording, so here we are nonetheless. Didn't do a ton of testing with the music, just kind of hoped it would work out. Didn't. So you're not hearing anything but the sounds of my voice, and I apologize for that, but I'm hearing some decent, royalty-free lo-fi music in my background, and the next recording, which there probably will be another recording, because now that, now I'm starting to feel this game, I think I will actually do some of it. And I mean, if I'm going to do it and I got a system, I'll definitely do it on the channel. It's not something that I can, even if I wind up just throwing it on early access or whatever. My footstool is here, right? But it's interesting once you start actually getting into the game, how you start to appreciate the gameplay of the thing, because there's the Zen element, right? You can just do it, zone out, whatever. And there's like a huge ASMR angle too, because of all the sounds, because of all the noise, because you can like cut shapes in the dirt. And we're gonna do something with a bit more, exciting than the cars in just a hot second, but I don't know what a chassis is that I haven't shot over here, but chassis, windshield, alright. Tires in the military style. I don't really gig on the Zen part. I mean, when I put some good music on, that was when it really started to click for me. Oh, that was the chassis. Hey, look at me. Which tire? This one? Really? Oh, wow, really? Alright. I like cutting shapes in the dirt. I like the ching noise every time it happens, like I like that I'm making money for this. I wish the resource management was there, but I get that they didn't want to make this stressful in any regard, so you just kind of like do it. I do need to finish the playground, but I didn't, I figured I would just like do that on my own. I didn't want to like waste a lot of time with people. Alright, so here's an example of a more elaborate job. And again, I don't make a habit of playing this game, so my commentary on which jobs are hard and which ones are not is probably not, well, maybe not valid, but probably not well tested. But I have watched a lot, I have watched a lot of this game being played, and so I get the impression that maybe, I can get the idea of what's hard and what's not. I don't think it's supposed to matter. I think it's supposed to be a very yoga-type situation where you just do it. When there was no music, it was very hard for me to understand that concept, but once I put some smooth, music on this morning, I woke up way too early in the morning, which happens sometimes. I mean, I'm old, right? My body sometimes just betrays me no matter how much sleep I try to get, but woke up and, everybody else is asleep and you don't want to go back to sleep because you might have to work in the morning. I mean, that's what I had to do, and today's one of those days when I actually had to go into the office in the morning, so I was like, I gotta do something, right? And you can't just doom scroll on your phone because, goodness gracious, I mean, it was like doom scrolling before when you just got like a taste of it, but now it's just don't look at your phone, man. Stay off your phone, look at something else, don't scroll, whatever. Anyway, I was like, I gotta do something else. PowerWash Simulator to the rescue! And it took me a couple minutes to click. I was working on the playground, just kind of sitting there like, I don't know, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this up. But then it happened, and I can't really describe how it would happen for you because I think is that this game is interpreted a couple different ways depending on how you play. I think there's definitely... is this a good use for white? This morning I kind of decided that the white attachment was whack, you know, because it's supposed to be like this wide spray, but it has no pressure. So even if you get the wide spray, you're just going to have to go back and forth over again, and that's the worst. Green seems to be pretty optimal, but every second you're using green, you're like, but the white would be a little bit wider, wouldn't it? Nonetheless, Markiplier, the YouTuber I watch, he got really, really bogged down into the minutiae of what was supposed to be good or not. He was a really efficiency hound. Trying to keep my brain from going that place with it. Just want to enjoy the wash. Just want to enjoy clearing these things. I also don't have a very good visual mind, so for me, there's a lot of joy in just seeing these things, because I don't know what these things are supposed to look like, right? Like, I couldn't tell you what a house is actually supposed to look like. I can just tell you when I see a house that I like. So when I reveal some of the textures, for me, it's just like, oh, wow, those are good-looking bricks versus, like, and those are the bricks and how they're supposed to look on the side of the house. I don't know, it's a brain thing. I've had a weird day, a lot of interesting thoughts, a lot of good thoughts, but, you know, good thoughts are always tempered. Oh, bye-bye bricks. I've been doing a lot of tempering lately because, you know, vacation's coming up, so trying to be a bit more reasonable with my life expectations, a bit more controlled, and also I had to buy that stupid fridge. God, I'm still so mad about the fridge. I mean, I'm glad about the fridge, you know, I had to buy the fridge, but it was just like, man, what a terrible time to have to buy a fridge right before I go on vacation. And it's a fridge, so it's not like you can not buy a fridge, you know what I mean? But at the same time, fridge is so expensive. Nonetheless, I pulled it together because I'm a superhero, and now my vacation is not in peril, but, you know, I was just going to go on vacation with tons of money in my pocket and just, like, live it up, and now it's like, got a fridge-sized hole in my checking account just looking at me every time I think about buying this fun thing for vacation or that fun thing for vacation. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about my swimsuit. I hope it still fits. I'm about to turn the music up again, because I can hear it okay when I turn the sprayer off, but when the spray's on, I got nothing. Again, I already did a test recording, so I know you guys aren't hearing any of these beats, but when I record it next, number one, I'll put my face cam on. I think you people appreciate that. Number two, I'll put some music on in the background so I don't have to feel compelled to talk the whole time. I mean, none of the music's going to be good. It's got to be royalty free, which means it's just going to be like whatever playing in the background. I like lo-fi a lot, you know. Beat some of the stuff that they've turned, like video game music that's been turned into lo-fi or old TV shows, stuff like that. I dig on it. Used to work a job where I had to do just like a lot of sound testing. I mean, I did a lot for that job, but specifically, now we can go, yeah, we can just go right with the sniper style. That's too small. There we go. Get in there, yellow. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. When you do that, me at least, I couldn't, you know, like the same smattering of like pink noise or brown noise or white noise testing. It got old for me. And of course, I got sick of hearing my voice. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2. You know, I got a pile of money. I could probably buy some tools, but I don't really need to at this stage. Again, I don't, you know, like efficiency is not really a huge concern here. Just trying to wash. Got some time to kill on my channel. I don't think we're going to do 2 recordings tonight because I want to get this one uploaded and get to bed, but I don't actually have to do anything. I could do some more washing. I mean, we're at, what, 27%? I don't know. Mark did a ton of time lapses because he wanted to get through the stuff, you know, quickly and efficiently. I don't know if maybe I got that in me. It'd be weird to shoot like an hour-long episode of this just to cut the good parts. Maybe that's the way to go, though. Maybe that's what I'll do next time, you know? Give it a proper recording number 2. We'll do an hour. I'll let Editing Phoenix have his way with it. I mean, this one we're just going to do 30 minutes. I just want to introduce the game. Maybe we'll get some views. Maybe someone will like it. Then the next one, oh my god, it's so bad here. Yeah, gotta go back with the green, right? Gotta go green. Green, just crushing it. I also don't know how many there are now. Because number one, I got tired of watching YouTubers play the game because, you know, there's only so much you can do with watching somebody do this over and over and over again. Maybe me anyway, you might be different. But at the same time, I think all the YouTubers I watched lost interest in this, you know, a couple of years ago, and the people who developed it, you know, this became very, very popular. There are several expansions now. They just put out like a big old Alice in Wonderland themed expansion. Alice in Wonderland, that's the one with the cat, right? Yeah, whichever one has the cat and is all psychedelic. So the whole darn porch is one big item, but it's fine. We're getting it. The infinite water's nice, you know, if you just like to hear the water noises. I love the water noises. Every night I fall asleep to the 8-hour sleep podcast. 8-hour sleep podcast, yeah. I feel like I've talked about it before, but maybe I've never actually completed the thought. If you look it up on Spotify, it's just like a solid 8 or 9 hours, but every day they put up a different episode with a different kind of soundscape. Space, forests, lakes, waters, whale sounds, you know, all the stuff you imagine you'd hear at like a spa while you're getting a rub down or whatever. You can listen to it. No ads, no nothing, not interrupted or anything. It's even the free version is just totally works. They do have a paid version that I'm definitely going to support in the near future, but my Spotify account is kind of messed up, so I'm loath to start paying for stuff just to have to switch it all over the second I resolve that situation. But these are all, you know, things that I wanted to make sure I wanted to address after vacation, after I spent all this money on the island. Where am I going, had you ask? Well, for starters, thanks for asking. Thanks for being interested in my life. Shoutouts to you for watching this video. Going to Puddin Bay. It's a local island. And, you know, this is Ohio, and it's not cool. But we are pretty good at hijacking other people's cool, you know, and reappropriating it. And the phrase, what happens in Puddin Bay stays in Puddin Bay, became very popular a couple years back when we first started going there. So you can imagine the kind of environment it is. Anyway, me and some of my miscreant friends, we go there once a year, cause a lot of trouble, photobomb other people's pictures, try not to get arrested. To varying degrees of success, depending on the year and the cast going, it's not always the same. Nonetheless, I've missed out a couple of years because of the whole, well, COVID happened, and they had, you know, kind of had to shut it down for that, and then I had some financial and logistical issues, and the trip just wasn't for me, but going back this year, not entirely wild about the prospect, if only because, you know, it's a very expensive thing, and I just bought this refrigerator, but I'm confident once I get out there and I get a drink in my hands and I stop thinking about stuff so much, I will realize that this was the right thing to do with my time. And so, in the spirit of getting myself along those lines, like saddling myself with that mood, I've been playing a bunch of super chill games because, of course, I played a ton of Lego The Incredibles, just a ton. And now Casual Day is just like jammed, right? And I gotta assume there's only so much more paleo you guys can tolerate before you just like stone me to death, you know? And in, I guess, YouTube terms, I'm not really sure what that would be. You'll figure it out in the comments. Anyway, I figure there's only so much more paleo I could do before that actually happens. I like that sub count going up. So we're just going to keep bouncing around, hoping that one of these games picks up steam, or I say something funny and that makes a funny short or whatever. Much as I hate admitting it, the shorts are really, really moving the channel now. I don't have to pretend anymore that, you know, I haven't found my wheelhouse. Unfortunately, most of the shorts are like me essentially getting hit in, you know, in the testicles while I play Minecraft, but whatever works. My thinking is the higher the subscriber count goes, eventually YouTube will, you know, send me some people who might actually be interested in watching my videos and not just, you know, again, me getting hit with a pie in the face while I play Minecraft. But if I wind up having to be a pie-in-the-face Minecraft gamer, I guess, you know, that wouldn't be the worst thing. Ma keeps messaging. They're getting really excited about how it looks. I can't imagine you give a crap about the lore of this game, but there have been some lore analysis done on it, / there actually is lore in the game. You could definitely, you know, look it up. It's not going to be a thing I discuss here. I've already walked through a bunch of the quote-unquote, you know, like dialogue things, so I don't even know what the characters are talking about anymore. And none of the people I've watched ever gave a crap about the plot, so what we do care about is the power and the washing. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is, you know, like, it just takes a hold of you. You don't realize it's taking a hold of you. You're just like, I'm not really enjoying this, until you're like, but I do want to do this very, very specifically. It's like, why do you care so much? I don't know. I just do. I'm thinking about what I'm watching next. I'm thinking about how I would have watched this more efficiently now that I've done it once. I'm thinking about what other challenges the game might present that are similar. And again, it helps that I've got some really nice beats going on in my brain. I mean, I'm hoping I can share these beats with you and not, like, lose control of my videos, but this is YouTube. They're going to do what they're going to do. I would love to be getting paid, but for now, I'm just making, you know, amateur videos for my funsies. I used to feel bad about my content, really. You're going to be like, don't feel bad about your content, true? You can make whatever you want, but, you know, start making some content. That thought will creep up in your head pretty quickly. I mean, maybe not. That's kind of my situation here, is that a lot of people don't seem to have this problem. They can just flush whatever content they want down the YouTube toilet. Every single day. Long content, you know? I don't want to call out anybody in my subs, because, you know, they're in my subs, and I think you people can figure out how to reverse engineer them, but it's just like, as much as I agonize about making sure I treat the algorithm right, and it in turn treats me right, some people are just like, screw it, man, you can have 3-hour-long videos of this one very specific game with me droning on in very boring detail the entire time. They'll just do it. They don't even mind. That's just what they're doing with their free time. And I look at my channel that I've spent so much time curating and thinking about and analyzing and agonizing over, and it's just like, I don't know how you do it. Even this, like PowerWash Simulator, you know, it's a game about zenning out, and I had to twist myself up into a pretzel just to be able to play it for the channel. You couldn't just say it. I don't know what's happening to me inside. I apologize. Couldn't just do it even though I had it, even though I'd already played it, blah, 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 knew what I was going to do. Now, that being said, I think my method makes better videos. I mean, you know, let's be frank here. I think I make some pretty solid videos. I think I make some pretty entertaining content. And my hope is that when my content gets out there, you know, when people actually start digesting it, maybe they'll go back through the catalog and they'll be like, oh, man, this guy's PowerWash Simulator video was pretty tight. I mean, they probably won't say tight because I assume it's going to be years from now and the jargon will have changed. But maybe they're old, you know, like maybe they're an old, well, I guess now they're young, but then they'd be old in the future. And they'd be like, tight, 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 tight. Like Terry. I miss that show too. My brain's real messed up, so that's why I don't play a lot of games that just let me talk to myself while I play them. I need the game to keep me distracted from the things that are bouncing around in my brain. A game like this is nice because it gives me a chance to flex my brainstorming, you know, like just the ability to improv. I mean, I guess it's kind of improv, but it's more just like to think, you know, to analyze and come up with some data that might actually be worth sharing. You know, it's one thing to just be able to vamp, to just like come up with something that'll come out of my mouth in a cohesive fashion and be, you know, like digestible. It's another thing entirely to be taking in input both from the game and from my brain and spitting that out in a way, you know, that I think you can convey a message to you that's, you know, not just, ooh, look, colors and explosions. So, to that end, when I play a game, you know, there's definitely some thought to it behind it, you know, I'm never just like, I did think oh no, I picked the right one. Just gotta get in this crease here. If I didn't put any thought to it, it wouldn't be on my channel, basically. You know, if it wasn't special to me, if it wasn't somehow gonna be significant, it wouldn't be on the channel. I think there's enough stuff on the YouTubes for me to, you know, focus on good content. I mean, I only get to do one video a day, one short a day at current, but maybe somewhere down the line, the numbers will change, my fans will want more. I mean, that's really the deciding factor is you need people to interact with your content. Now, I know what most people do when they want that is they stream, but I can't. It is too hard for me to stream to no one. You know, like this already is starting to feel a little bit like streaming to no one. And all it motivates me to do is want to take it offline. You know, I thought like my love for playing the game would keep me doing it, but I think honestly what I'd probably do is maybe just do an episode starting the thing. Because where are we at? Yeah, we're almost at 30 minutes. And we're about halfway done, but we did a couple things. I gave you guys a show. But I think maybe what I'll do is I will start the thing on a recording. And then I'll finish it up on my own. At least until somebody says otherwise. Yeah, you guys enjoying the show? I hope so. I'm using so much water, but your house is looking gravy. It's flashing, you know. Changing colors. I'm getting dollar amounts. Boom. Just like that. I know, Wall. Not until I get up there. There's another mechanic I haven't really demonstrated. I guess I did a little bit with my footstool, but there are ladders and stuff you can climb roofs again. You know. I'm just playing. I thought maybe you'd like to be along for the ride. This isn't one of those playthroughs where I'm like making sure that every single solitary inch of the game is covered, narrative-wise. Heck, I don't even know if Editing Phoenix is going to cut this up. He might. Maybe I said some nonsense. I did say some nonsense on one of the LEGO Incredibles recordings. Had to chop that up. Also, there's a Hollow Knight recording that I had to fix. In fact, I apologize. Let me go ahead and apologize because it'll be, jeez, another 5 episodes before I get around to it. Let me apologize to anybody who watched that LEGO Incredibles recording that had the entire credits in it. I thought for sure that episode was coming up, but nope. I let that son of a gun go live. The entire credits. It's gone now. You can't see it now. I edited it out, but for a hot minute, I took a smoke. I did a whole bunch of stuff during that episode, during those credits that I wasn't supposed to do, because I was just like chilling, you know? Trying to decide if I wanted to even keep the recording going, but it is very tough to gauge what you should and should not record when you're trying to do a Let's Play type of thing. So it's actually in your best interest to just record everything and edit around it, which seems really easy, right? Like, it seems like, duh, obviously that's how you want to handle it, but trust me, in practical application, both because of technical limitations and also because of, you know, your individual preferences, you're going to want to cut that recording off. You're not going to want to just sit there and be on camera that whole time. I mean, I see you being dirty, right? That's door frame, right? Door, that's right, roof. Because going up on the roof under the current situation would be kind of... Yes, I know, phone. I know I'm being a very, very bad grown-up, but I'm being a very good YouTuber. Don't you understand? I have... Inside of me are two wolves. And one of them has to go to work in the morning, but the other has just got to finish washing this house. And unfortunately, the one wolf, the stay-up playing video games wolf, it's the bigger wolf, and it eats the other one a lot. Like, I think what happens is sometimes that little work wolf, you know, like, I think it gets born, and then the other wolf comes along and it eats it. Because it needs sustenance, you know, because I'm not a good wolf keeper. Nonetheless, wolf's gonna wolf, so... I stay up playing video games like Supermarket Simulator, like apparently now I've now become a PowerWash Simulator person. That's a pretty interesting development. But I do actually want to see the last of the things. So in that sense, I guess it would be nice to, you know, finish a couple episodes. But this game is going to come up against... Oh boy, I mean, once I run through the Lego Incredibles, you know, we're still going to have to go back to God of War, which I am going to finish God of War. I'm having too much fun playing that. But I still got Prince of Persia sitting over there. I sent Yakuza back. I'm not going to play that. That game was neat, but it is not going to be a game I finish, put it that way. I mean, I love games with tons and tons to do in them, but if it's tough, like if I got to go through a lot of other stuff to get to it, I'm never going to find all your great content. And Yakuza is just like constantly asking you to like not do the thing you want to do while they introduce some other thing. I mean, I get that maybe that's the way they stretch the game out, you know, to keep from burning the player out on a particular mechanic or section of the game at any given moment in time, but at the same time, window frame. Yeah, I mean, I see it. It's right there. So maybe we just need to shoot it with something like... Yeah, laser. Chink. There we go. Wall. A little bit of wall there. Wall. Is this dirty? That's dirty. Oh my god, it's dirty. Is it wall or is it window frame? No, it's window frame. Window frame. Chink. There we go. Look at that. Booyakash. Alright, now, not sure what other part of this wall is dirty. I guess there's a little bit there, right? A little bit up there, but that's roof. Another little slice of wall up there. We'll be back around. We'll be back to it, wall. We'll be back. Don't worry. Alright, and then... Oh, see, dirt right here. Dirt right, yeah. Alright, and then you down here, gutter. Give it to me. Oh, I bet there's some on the top of the gutter too. Oh no, is it the back of it? Where is it? There we go. Back of the gutter. Cool. The plastic? The posts. What's the posts? The game can get a little bit tedious as you approach job completion, but also the reason those characters keep talking to you, the reason you keep getting pop-ups is because those are notifications that there's other stuff to do. So you don't have to sit here and keep being like a super anal Nancy about every tiny inch and corner of the window frame. I mean, you can, and you probably will, because that's the way human brains work. I can't imagine that you could let it go, but I assume there's got to be some, you know, like optimal alpha human out there who can resist the siren song of a video game bar that says 99% complete. Again, not me. I'll never be able to do it, but I think as long as they don't force me to, I could probably jump back and forth around a couple of the maps until I complete them. Like the park, I need soap for. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it without soap. There are different material types, you know, like every time, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, underneath what you're cleaning, it tells you what type of material it is, and there's a lot of different cleansers in the game to get you more specific. There aren't a ton more washers. There is, I think, a washer with more power that could be used. Alright, get this window frame. Hello? I am so deleting this dirt. There we go. And then I also need the frame. Boom. Alright. You're still gross. Are you rusty? Nope, you're good. Okay. That was the last of the door. Okay. This porch is a situation, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get it right here and now. Definitely been longer than 3 minutes since the last time I checked. But maybe if I can just hit it enough with the water, it'll give it to me. Ah, give it to me. Don't be cruel, porch. I'm so close. Boom. So that's the whole porch. Wall over here. Man, I mean, this roof, right? Let me just get this gutter, right? So, like, that part there that was brown, like a cleanser would have done it faster than this, but I think probably because I've hit it 100 times already. Just on its way out. Come on, gutter. Unless it's like the top gutter, you got to get that too, right? Porch, roof, porch post. Alright, is there anything else in the yard that needs to get done, or is that just the house, right? Flowers are good, fence is good. Oh, I didn't know I had a sprint. Steps are gross. Driveway still gross. Finish up the driveway. Ugh, look at that. Look at that disgusting material. The graphics are really good for a game about cleaning. Like the way they handle, you know, their dirtiness textures. I mean, I don't know, you know, I've never considered even the possibility of designing a game like this. So, this might not have been very hard for whatever evil genius actually cooked it up, but from my design perspective, a lot of this seems very, very, very innovative. Like they handled it in a way that I feel like if I had dreamt it up, this is not how I would handle it. Again, not that I could even imagine a world where a cleaning game would even be a design concept for me, but at the same time, now that I've played one, I can certainly feel like, you know, like there's a design here, there's a concept here, maybe something I could bake into Shelter. Probably there'll just be a room with a weird cleaning mechanic or something along those lines. Alright, so I think that's probably about all I can reach without doing some climbing. Alright, for some reason you're not going to let me pick that up. Anyway, yeah, this has been PowerWash Simulator. I'm, you know, just probably going to keep at it. Maybe after I got it, you know, I don't know. I'm not guys, I don't know. But this has got to be flippity floppity floop. So, shout outs to you for watching.